Hey everybody. Oh wait, hold on. We're not there yet. I hit go. Oh, there we go. Always forget that there's a delay.
Yeah. Well, I've only done it once, so you know much more than me.
Alright. Oh. Gotta love it. Alright, so let's see here. No, I don't want to mute it in here. I want... Let me take this one over here. Alright, here we go. Okay, I think we're good.
All right.
Alright, Rosalang is saying mute my YouTube, and that's what I'm trying to figure out here. Where do I do that, Rosalang? Because it's not working here. Normally I could just click right up at top on the speaker, and it's not.
Yeah.
Your YouTube. Oh, wait. Is that better? Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, great. Okay, good. Is that better, Rosalang? Is that better, Rosalang? Oh, see, now I hear it on yours. Okay, I got it. Okay. I was clicking in the wrong spot. I'm such a knucklehead.
There we go.
All right.
We're so tech savvy.
Aren't we? Thank you, Rosalang. I appreciate that. And thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate it. But first off, I want to just say happy birthday to Finding Hope.
Oh,
Miss
thank
Rachel.
you. Thank you.
Doing anything
I stopped
special for your
celebrating
big
at
day?
40.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. My son has a soccer game tonight, so.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's like when you have kids, it's just like, yeah, whatever. Okay.
Yeah, another day.
Exactly. That's how I do it. It's just like whatever. It is what it
As I get
is.
some cake.
Yeah, exactly. I agree so much. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I always got to make sure I get cake for everybody else. But my husband, I'll be damned if you think he would ever get me a freaking cake. Nope. My best friend always used to. But then I was just like, the last year or two, I was just like, you know what? I don't even care. Don't even care. But it is what it is, you know?
The only thing that I want on my birthday, so I reminded my husband yesterday.
Oh, okay. See, you know what I do? I try not to remind my husband just because he did forget my birthday twice.
Oh, no.
And yeah. Go figure that one out. How dare he, right?
Yeah. How long have y'all
But
been married?
let's see, how long have we been married? We've been married. We are going on, hold on here. I think we're going on 19 years. We're going on 19 years. September
Oh,
we'll
wow.
be married 19, and we are working on year 26 of being together.
Wow.
Yeah. So we've been together for a while now. So we've been through hell and back. Oh no. Plumbing issues, Rosalie. That's not
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I had to do the math. It's just been so long. I can't even keep track anymore.
Well, I had to do the math for my birthday this year to figure out how old I am, so.
You know, I forget too. I'll remember my husband's age. Not a problem.
Yes.
So then, and he's 5 years older than me. So I'm like, okay, let me see. So then I have to just count backwards.
Yep. Same here.
It's crazy. Because I'm what? Wait, hold on here. He just turned 48. Okay, so I turned 43 in January.
Okay. So I'm turning 42, so.
Oh, good for you. Yeah, no, I forgot about my birthday. And we kind of just like bypassed my husband's birthday because we lost, and we forgot about our anniversary because we lost my father-in-law August 3rd. We had to put down one of our dogs August 28th. We had, our anniversary was September 7th. Bypassed that. And then January 12th, his uncle passed away, his mother's brother. We had his wake January 17th. January 20th, my best friend, who's like my sister, her dad passed away unexpectedly. My birthday was the 22nd. And then my mother-in-law passed away March 23rd. My husband's birthday was March 27th.
Yeah, it's just been nonstop for you.
Oh, yes. Oh, wait. And in September 22nd was one of my dog's birthdays, and we had to put another dog down on that day.
Ugh.
So there's 6 major losses in 8 months,
Yeah.
and I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, let me tell it really, really, my mother-in-law's death really pushed me over the limit.
Yes. And hers
Because
was unexpected, right?
exactly. She was
Yeah.
doing fine. She was doing good. I mean, she had dementia, don't get me wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but she was doing good.
Yeah.
But, you know, like that, my best friend was her trigger. Because with the dementia, she was hearing voices. So she was completely, she would come in and out of reality, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so with my father-in-law, we had his wake, in August, and then I had him cremated, but we didn't bury his ashes until my husband's brother and sister could come up from Georgia, and they didn't come up until October, the end of October, when they normally would come. So we waited. So they came up, we buried him on a Sunday, and Monday morning, I had to go upstairs and do dishes. I had a whole mess load of dishes to do. I'm like, you know what? Let me wait. Okay, fine. So my best friend comes over, and I don't even remember what the heck. I don't know if I gave her Avon, because I sell Avon as well. Um, but she left, and then I went upstairs and I had, you know, like those dish bins, the deep ones.
Yeah.
Oh, I had 2 of those full. Like,
Oh,
and I
gosh.
mean full. So I bring them upstairs and I open the door and I act like I always do. Open the door and I shut it and I say, "Good morning." And I all of a sudden hear slam. She slams the drawer and she starts coming at me, yelling and screaming. That's when we figured out that my best friend was her trigger, because she started yelling
Wow.
and screaming at me. And she's like pushing me with 2 fingers, like going like this to me and pushing me, yelling and screaming while I have stuff in my hands.
Uh-huh.
Then she opens the door and I have my back to the stairs. And she tries doing it again in front of my son. Yeah. So that was horrible. So I come downstairs. My husband he had the shop vac going because he was cleaning the dryer vent. So I slam everything down on the washing machine and I just start crying my eyes out, run outside, and he's following me. He's like, "What the hell is going on?" I'm like, "Your mother just tried pushing me down the stairs. This has never happened before. She did it because I was the main caretaker. I took care of her for 12 years. So it all came out to me."
Yes.
So my husband went upstairs to find out what the hell happened. She's upstairs yelling and screaming. And while he's up there, I called my niece because I knew that her and her parents were going to be coming over here so they could see grandma. So I texted, my niece didn't answer, so I texted her and I said, "Call me now." And she did. And I was hysterically crying. She couldn't understand me. They got here within minutes because they were on their way already, thankfully. And the car didn't even stop. And her mother jumped out. My brother-in-law had to get the 2 kids out. But they both just came running to me. They've never seen me hysterically crying. I mean, I couldn't catch my breath. I was scared. I was scared.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was bad. So they got to see it. Unfortunately, they got to see what it was really like. And at that point, my husband's sister wasn't here and didn't see what was going on. And she always had a hard time believing that this was her mom. Hey, that girl.
Hey.
But she got to hear all about it, and it wasn't good. But I'll tell you what, my mother-in-law, she had been getting the house ready for me, to be honest. She was cleaning all the windows, and she's got lace drapes and curtains and stuff. She was wiping them down with Lysol wipes and everything. And she decorates the house like very, very nice. It looks like we're rich, to be honest. I was at the doctor this morning. I showed a picture to one of the nurses, and by looking at the way my mother-in-law decorates, you would think that we were rich. But we're not. It's just the way she decorated.
Yeah.
And, turquoise teal was her favorite color. And that would be everywhere in the house. But she actually decorated the table in the kitchen pink. Now, if you can't tell, pink's my favorite color. She decorated that for me. And my sister-in-law walked in the door when she came up after my mother-in-law passed. And that's exactly what she said too. She's like, "Oh my God, Mom decorated the kitchen for you." She goes, she knew she was going.
Yeah.
I was like, I hope not, but I hope she didn't know she was passing. But she went in her sleep.
Well, that's a blessing.
So that's the only, I'm very thankful for that.
I worked hospice for several years, and I think that was one of the hardest things for people to understand is that when you are the safe person, you get the anger, you get all of the negative stuff because
Yep.
they know you're still going to love them no matter what they say or do.
Exactly.
And it's
Exactly.
hard.
It's very, very hard. And my husband still to this day does not realize the emotional toll it took on me.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
not only taking care of her, but I also took care of my father-in-law too. I had to put
Yes.
him into a nursing home because he kept falling and falling, and it was up to me and my
Mm-hmm.
son to keep picking him up. And I'm sorry, my son
Yeah.
didn't want to keep doing it. That's not fair to my son,
No.
you know,
No.
seeing his grandfather's goods. Sorry, but it's not fair,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know. But come to find out, he had fallen many, 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 many times. But one of the times they did a CAT scan and come to find out he had a brain tumor, which my mother-in-law knew about and didn't tell anybody.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, it was sad. It really truly was. It's very, very emotional. And I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I just, like 2 weeks ago, things were not good between me and my husband because we just taken our anger and our sadness out on each other. I was ready to get in my vehicle and just go drive off the ledge.
Oh,
I couldn't take
goodness.
it anymore. Yeah, no, that's how bad it was. But I didn't because my son was home and I didn't want to do that
Mm-hmm.
to him. But the next
Yeah.
morning I reached out to my friend because that was a Saturday night. So next morning I reached out to my friend, told her, and then Monday morning, first thing, I called my doctor and told them what was going on and immediately got put on a third antidepressant.
Yeah.
So
Well, you've
now I'm
been
doing
through
good.
so much, and then having a chronic illness with that, it's just magnifies it.
Exactly. And
And
I'm
people
still
don't
dealing with
understand.
right, exactly. And I'm still dealing with this stupid back issue.
Oh, yes. Have they
So
not figured anything out?
no, not yet. I'm going to see
Ugh.
a neurosurgeon on May 3rd. The pain center thinks it could possibly be that the nerve is getting caught in. No, it's not for sissies, Rosalang, not one bit. But she thinks that the nerve is getting caught like in my hip joint
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of it is like my legs go numb when I sit and they hurt like hell.
Yeah.
Yes, with fibro, yes, my legs will get tingly or whatever, but it's totally different situation. Because
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, when I lay down and when I sit, there is no reason for my legs to go freaking numb and hurt the way they do. To the
Right.
point where all the medications that I'm on should be taking care of the nerve pain and
Mm-hmm.
the back pain that I'm having, and it's not.
Yes.
Like my Lyrica and Cymbalta is for my nerve pain, not taking care of that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I am on other things for my disc issues, not taking care of that either.
Yep.
It's not helping that issue whatsoever.
I
One
totally
thing
get it.
that one thing that did help was the doctor, my primary did put me on, it's almost like a Z-Pack, but it was prednisone, a Z-Pack for
Uh-huh.
prednisone, pretty much.
Yes.
And after a couple days, once it got into my system, that was helping a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And once I had to start weaning myself off of it, pain came right back again.
Yeah.
I was so mad.
That means you've got a lot of inflammation, whatever it is.
Exactly. Right, exactly. But I
Yeah.
can't live on steroids either, so.
Yeah. I
So I think
am, and
I'm,
I wish I would.
I'm probably going to be going through what you're going through with those ablations and stuff.
Yes.
So can you tell me a little bit about that, please?
Well, I have to say it wasn't a bad experience. The worst part about it was like you have to do test injections. So I had to go in and they injected the same spots that they were going to do the ablation with lidocaine.
Okay.
And then I had to see if the lidocaine helped. So they knew that the procedure was going to help. And the lidocaine only
Right.
lasted for 6 hours.
Oh, no.
So they had to do 2 sets of those 2 weeks apart, which was ridiculous because it just was. But
Yeah.
so then I went back and I had 3 levels done. So they did one side and then 2 weeks later did the other side. And the procedure I get sedated for, so it was a
Oh, wow.
breeze. But really flared everything up for about a week after each side.
Oh,
And
no.
now my disc is flared up and I need another epidural. So I can't even tell if the ablation's helped yet until I get
Ugh.
my
Oh,
epidural
my
to get the disc
gosh.
calmed down. So I can't tell you if it helped yet.
Wow. Yeah, see, I was just at my primary this morning. He wanted to make sure I was doing okay. And he's been wanting me to get an epidural, but they won't do it right now because the pain center won't do it because the MRI didn't show anything wrong. Well, that's not true. I do have, which I already knew, I have bone spurs in the middle of my back.
Mm-hmm.
I have arthritis in my L4, and I have a minimal bulging L5-S1.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor just said this morning, he goes, it doesn't matter the size of the bulging disc as to how much pain you're in. That disc is what is causing your problem. He goes, the neurosurgeon you're going to see he is one of the best in my state, which I'm happy about.
Yes.
So and then the doctor just started, rambling off a whole bunch of different procedures that he could do, and a couple of them are what you just said. So I said I need
fibro,
something done.
Yeah, with fibro, your brain doesn't process pain the same. So what causes a normal person a little bit of pain could cause you 10 times more pain. So
exactly. I
yeah.
just, see, and my husband, he had a major back surgery, 7 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
He had a herniated L5-S1. I mean, like, he was almost paralyzed.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, he had 42 staples in his back. I mean, it was bad. This poor guy has never been pain-free since.
Yeah.
So he's having issues still to this day with his hips as well. Mm-hmm. So I can understand, he has issues with where his surgery was and his hips and then his calves. It's really strange. It like skips his thighs and goes to his calves. But I can understand what he's feeling. So because he's in constant pain with his back all the time, man, I'm telling you, he's killing me. Because he's in pain all the time, he says that I need to be like him and just keep pushing through and doing everything and so on like him.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. It's hard. It's different.
Just your back.
Right. It's hard
everything.
when you're in pain from head to toe.
Yes.
For one thing. And then it's hard when you've got the chronic migraines, and I'm trying to get those, trying to get those back under control, because this last med that the doctor put me on, one of the side effects was headaches. So I'm trying to get that back under control, because I don't want to get off the medicine because it's helping me. So, okay. And then he also doesn't like that I'm labeling myself, which I can understand, but whatever. So it's, I'm in pain from head to toe, dealing with the chronic migraines. I've got the neck pain and then the back pain.
Yes.
What more? It's different than his, and
right.
He just doesn't want me to. He just wants me to keep trying to push through, which I understand, but some days I just can't.
Right.
I just wish he would understand it.
Yeah. It's very difficult. My rheumatologist said yesterday it's like playing whack-a-mole with your pain, because you fix one thing and then something else flares up and you can't, there's no end to it.
Exactly. That's exactly it. It's like, okay, well, which one, how am I going to feel now? What am I going to do now? It's just, like I've been doing pretty good the last week or two, like trying to stay motivated and getting things done. I've been doing pretty good with that, but I can kind of feel a flare up coming on, which he's not going to like.
Yeah.
Which I'm not happy about, because I just started my 4th work at home job yesterday, which I'm really excited about. And I don't want to go into a flare up, because I don't want to miss out on money that I can make.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
well,
I'm hoping. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm going on a year for waiting on my disability, so I've been a year without income.
Jesus. I fought disability for 5 years, all because I did not have enough paperwork. The judge, I had to go in and see the judge and all. He clearly saw that I was disabled, but because I didn't have enough paperwork, I got denied. And I think it had more to do with the amount of money that they would have owed me for me and my son.
Yeah. Well, part of my problem is the doctors, and I know this just from working in healthcare, like when the doctors do their charting, it's a pre-made form that they fill out, and they're supposed to put in anything that's out of the normal each visit. But I find when I go and get my records that even things that we talked about that were wrong with me, they don't chart it. So then the, disability gets it, and they're like, well, this says everything was normal on your exam, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Okay. See, I'm lucky, because now I'm lucky because the pain center does note everything that I say, like all the deaths. And I'm an open book. I'll tell you anything you want to know. I don't think that, thank you so much, Angela. I appreciate it. Like the way I am, my husband goes to the same pain center, and he will not tell them just how much pain he's in and what's, he'll tell them my parents died or whatever. But he won't tell them like how he's feeling physically or anything like that. Me, I'm using my APRN as my therapist, because they need to know how I'm feeling.
Yes.
In order to be able to help treat my pain.
Yeah.
So there are some things that they don't document that I confide in her on, but it's like, dude, tell him what's wrong. Because I said, eventually, I will end up having to file disability for him, which is probably going to be coming sooner than later. But with
Right.
me, you know what the kicker was? I fought 5 years. Like I said, it went all the way up to federal court. After it finally got denied, they turn around and tell me, now you got to work for 5 years and then you could reapply.
Oh my gosh.
That's a nice catch-22, isn't it?
Yes.
Luckily, I can work at home and I'm an independent contractor. I will not become an employee of anybody because this way, an independent contractor, I can work when I want and all of that. Because
Right.
I did work with Jackson Hewitt. That usually is only like a 3-month stint. I would do tech support with them for tax season. But I'm out a lot because of the fibro and the migraines. I mean, just with the migraines alone, I should be able to get disability.
Well, that's part of what I was telling my pain management doctor was, you know, there's a lot of days I could go to work, but I can't predict when I'm going to flare, can't predict when I'm going to have a migraine, and you get fired when you have so many absences. So, and I have doctor's appointments, procedures.
I
There's
can't get
always
comfortable.
something.
Sorry. I know I keep moving around a lot. I just can't get comfortable.
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry.
So the absences is an issue because if I'm not at appointments, I'm in a flare and I can't do anything. So it's.
Have you thought about trying to work from home? Like doing stuff on the computer?
I have. I'm not real great on a computer.
Okay. Yeah, but you don't need to be real great on a computer. You just need to be able to follow scripts and software. You just need to be able to follow, like the one I'm doing, the one that I just started is actually I'm going to be calling people. It's called the Good Start program. So I'm going to be calling people and talking to them about their medications and reminding them every month to take their medications. Has anything changed? Is there any issues? Are you this? Are you that? I'm really excited about it because let me tell you, I mean, the only problem with being an independent contractor is with some places, like I said, this is my 4th job, my 4th work at home job. I have 4 jobs now. But like with my other job, well, with one of the jobs, I get paid per talk minute, which when it's not good, but it is. Like when PBS does their drives, there's times I'm making $16 an hour. But then now when they're not doing a drive and I'm sitting there for 3 hours and I get 1 call, I'm only getting paid for that 1 call.
Right.
I just wasted 3 hours of my time. That's the bad thing. But with this one, within like the first month, I mean, you're going to be earning money because they do have incentives for the new people. But, you know, usually like after about 2 to 3 months, you have the potential of making anywhere from $10 to $25 an hour, depending on how motivated you are. Sounds good to me.
And that's a needed service because there's lots of people that have trouble with their medications.
Exactly. So I'm really excited about that because I love helping people.
Yeah, I guess I've just looked at jobs that have a set schedule that at home even, and I'm just like, I can't commit to that because I just don't.
No, that's the nice thing about being an independent contractor. I pick my own schedule.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that.
I mean, I can actually, I'm going to put in a link for a website that I found a lot of jobs for.
Right now, I'm just waiting on my administrative hearing. That's the level I'm at. So Um, but I can still earn a certain amount a month.
And this website that I'm putting in here, this is a legit, it's 99.5% all work at home positions.
Okay.
And they do, there are a lot of them that look for like RNs and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
So, all right, I just put it in there.
I
It's
don't know if
Rat
I even
Race
realized
Rebellion.
there were places where you could kind of choose your own hours.
Oh God, yeah. Being an independent contractor, absolutely, yes, there is. Some places want you to work for them. Some places want you to be an independent contractor. Fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
It just, you know, whatever. I got to pay more because I'm self-employed when it comes time for taxes. Whatever.
Right.
I just have more money taken out of my husband's check. That's all.
Yeah.
It works out. You know, it does.
Yes.
I have an
Yeah.
extra $15, $20. What is it? An extra $20 for each state and federal each week taken out to help cover me. So this
Yeah.
way we don't have to pay because I'm not
Right.
paying nothing at the end. Sorry.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I kind of, I have this little Etsy shop where I
oh, you
make
do?
wreaths and things. Yes. And I get a little bit of income from that, but it's
Not enough.
very hit or miss. And
Well, that's how
I have
Avon is too.
kind of gotten addicted to just buying craft supplies. So
Oh, yeah.
I have a whole lot of supplies and not a lot of crafts completed.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. See, I'm not a very crafty person. I really wish I was because there's a lot of neat things I would love to do, but I'll be damned if I know how to do it.
If I didn't have Pinterest, I wouldn't know how to do anything.
Listen, I have two best friends. One of them, we ran a small dog rescue together, and she is so crafty. She tried showing me step by step with Pinterest. I'm just a sad case.
Not happening.
Nope, not happening. Can't comprehend. Nope, sorry, not happening. Nope, I'm just a lost soul when it comes to that stuff.
Well, I enjoy it, and it's something that I can, if I'm feeling good, I can get up and do it. And then I have things that I can just sit on the couch and do when
That's
I can't
good.
do a lot.
Good. That's good.
I think the problem lately has just been, and I don't know if you have problems with motivation, but and it's gotten worse this year with everything that's gone on, and kind of realizing that I'm done working as a nurse, and that's what my life was, that's what my life plan was, and it kind of all just hits you, and it's just been a bad month.
I understand that. How are
Yeah.
you holding up since your baby?
Gosh, it's hard. It's hard. My other dog
I
is
know.
really grieving. She's she just sleeps all day long. I feel like she's gained 5 pounds. She's just not the same dog. And of course, everything around the house reminds me of Molly. I'll see a pillow she used to like, or, just I'll eat a food that she used to beg for, and it's hard.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold this closer. So it's hard. And whenever they've been with you for emotional parts of your life and you just bond with them.
Yeah, it is very hard. Because let me tell you, I miss all the dogs that I've had to put down, but I'll tell you what, the the last one, my Min Pin, that one was very, 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 very unexpected. And
Mm.
I still just, I miss her like crazy. I mean, I miss my Chihuahua, the one who had the same exact issues as Molly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I miss his little bark, because he would always go like this
Yeah.
when he would bark. He wouldn't just sit like this. He would have to go like this, put his head up and bark up. Every single time he would not bark like a normal dog. He'd put his head up and bark at you. I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
It's,
That's what he would do.
well, especially when you're home all the time with them, they just become
Yeah,
your kids.
exactly. Seeing like the Min Pin, she was rescued. She was my very first rescue dog of the rescue. And she became my dog because she didn't like males at first, because she was abused by males.
Mm-hmm.
So it legit took her a good year and a half to warm up to my husband, and to finally a good 2 years to let my husband pet her.
Oh gosh.
And she would still, I had her for like 4 or 5 years, maybe longer. I don't remember. But even still, till the day she died, she would still bark at my husband and son if they wore a baseball cap or any kind of hat.
Oh, poor baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But as soon as they took it off, she would go over and lick their hand. Yep. Even though she recognized their voice.
Yeah.
Didn't matter. Did not matter.
Something triggered her, that hat.
Because she had been cornered, which is the wrong thing to do with a freaking Doberman. Really? But she had been cornered a couple times by males.
Mm-hmm.
And like trying to kick her and everything. So she became aggressive.
Yeah.
Towards males. Even by like a mailman too. It's like, come on. Stupid idiots, I'm telling you. She became a really good dog. I got her some training because I don't know what it was with my father-in-law, but she bit my father-in-law a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
And she bit my best friend's daughter. Got her in the worst place ever. She bit her right here.
Oh.
Got her right here. Oh, yeah.
Mm.
But finally figured out even though she knew the people, if they entered the house before me or my husband, you were getting bit.
Oh, yeah.
You were getting bit.
She needed
guaranteed.
Y'all's approval to come in, to lead them in.
Exactly. If we walked in first and they followed us, they were fine. They were not going to get bit. But and then if we weren't home, my best friend was allowed to just walk in. But even though she was afraid to, she would, she would go to let them out. So as she's unlocking the door, she'd be like, Minnie, Auntie's here to let you out.
Yeah. Announcing herself. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just so she didn't get bit.
Well, Molly was definitely she was my lap dog. She was attached to me. So I felt so bad the day we had her put down. And I was at the vet, and my husband got off work and came there because he knew by then what the plan was. And as soon as he walked in the door, I was holding Molly. And she was about to jump out of my arms to go to him. And it was the strangest thing because she knew. She liked him, but she was never one to just go to him. But I think I was upset and crying, and I think she
knew what was going to be going on, and she needed to go say goodbye to Daddy.
Yeah.
She was waiting. Nothing was going to happen until Daddy came to say goodbye to her.
And I felt so bad, but then I was like, well, I'm glad that when the vet tech took her back, that she was trying to get to you and not me. Made me feel a little better. Again. I've got to figure out, I guess I need to buy a headset.
Are you walking around or moving around?
No, I'm just sitting.
Oh. All right.
But I am kind of far from my router. I don't know if that
Oh, sometimes that can happen.
makes a difference.
See, I don't know if sometimes it does. Yeah. I know, like if I'm on my computer and I'm talking on StreamYard, it's fine. Or like even if I'm on my phone and I'm on StreamYard, I'm okay as long as I'm sitting near my computer because that's where my router is.
Yeah.
Further I go away from it, the less you can hear me.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's just stupid.
Yeah, because I have my router upstairs because my kids are up there with their video games. So.
Okay. Yeah. See, I have to have
extender.
I have to have the router with me. This stupid little bug. I have to have my router near me because for work I need to have my computer plugged into the router. No Wi-Fi is allowed.
Right.
So, which is fine. I'm all right with that. So that's that. But, ay. Now, how old is your son that's got a soccer game?
13.
Oh, my son played soccer for a year and he was freaking awesome. But then he got bored with it and didn't want to play. I'm like, well, that's no fun.
Yeah. Well,
like you need to.
I had no idea he wanted to play until they had already started practicing, I think a week and a half before he decided he wanted to join. So, and we live in a really small town where our county doesn't even have a youth soccer. So, all these middle school kids are playing and none of them have really played before. And there's exactly 10 players, so they're on the field the whole time. And they're losing every game, so I'm really worried that none of them are going to want to play again next year.
Yeah, I can understand that. I really, truly can understand that. Like my son, they had some really good kids, and then they had just a couple really, I'm sorry to say this, but they had some really bad ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
And those bad ones kept making them lose.
Mm-hmm.
So my son played another season. He said, okay, I'll give it another try. Fine, whatever. Same thing happened. I'm like, son of a bitch, really? Couldn't you just help? Couldn't you just, I don't know. And because that's the way that they were doing it.
Some that are taking it really seriously and want to win and play, and some are just out there could care less what happens. And
exactly.
So then the kids that really enjoy it don't want to keep doing it because they're running for an hour on a field to lose every time. And
exactly. And that's what he said. He's like, Mom, I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it. He's like, all we do is lose. And that's no fun. I know it's not all about winning, but Mom, it would be nice to win a couple times. I said, well, you're absolutely right. And I understand that. He's right. He's right.
Especially when he's playing his heart out.
Exactly.
Trying to win, and others aren't.
Right. And I agree with him wholeheartedly because it was frustrating. I will be perfectly honest. It was so frustrating to see all these, most of these kids, and then all of a sudden you see this one or two kids that were just like, what? What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
So aggravating.
Which end of the field am I on?
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's like, come on.
Well, and we're getting blown away. Like I could think there's a 10 goal mark where if they get 10 ahead, they end the game. So, like the last game we went to, we got, I think, maybe 2 minutes into the second half, and they called the game because it was 10-0. And, you know, we had just paid $10 to get into this game, which I think is ridiculous, but to
Oh my
sit there for 30
gosh.
minutes, and it was just like, they just got blown away. It was terrible.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, that sucks.
I just have a bad feeling that there's going to be a lot that won't play next year because it's just not very rewarding.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's like, who the heck wants to do that?
Yeah.
No, I understand that.
So we'll
That's
see.
where the clips are. Yeah, no, that just, damn. I don't know. How long has your son been playing for?
Not long. I think a couple of weeks.
Oh, that's it?
Yes. Like he went to one practice and then game started. So, yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting.
Okay then. All right. Let's go.
So they've played 4 games now and they've gotten blown away every game, but
Well, geez, I wonder why you only had one practice.
yeah. Well, now
They
the
don't
other kids had a
practice?
few more. Because my son decided he wanted to play after they'd already started the practice season. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So he only got one practice.
But they don't
But
practice during the week, though, before games and stuff?
we had, well, last week, they normally will have practice Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. But we had games every day last week. We had 4 games last week, so
Holy crap.
there wasn't a time for practice. So they did soccer
Wow.
pictures yesterday in a practice, and then we've got a game tonight. So,
Oh my gosh. Man, why so many games?
I do not know. It's ridiculous.
Wow. Now, do you, oh my God, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, do you guys like travel to different towns or is it all in the same spot?
All in the same spot or on the same area. I mean, it's different counties, but I think the furthest one is like 20 miles away, so it's not far.
Okay. All right.
I mean, and our county is so pitiful. We have to do our games at 5 o'clock. We don't even have lights on our soccer field, so
we
have to
didn't
start our
either.
games early so that by dark we're done.
Yeah.
So.
And that's how it is. Because, like, actually, it was cool when my son was playing soccer because the street that we lived on before we moved back in with my mother-in-law, the street that we lived on had a ball field at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the town would use for the soccer field as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the soccer kids played. Not like the high school kids or like,
right.
Not the high school soccer or the middle school soccer.
Mm-hmm.
But the town would use this field. So that's where my son would, it was really nice for practice 3 nights a week because he just had to, I mean, I could literally sit on my couch and look out my bay window and watch him practice. That's how close we were. It was nice. And then that's where some of the games were. And then all of a sudden it turned to, we're on the travel team now.
Oh, no.
I'm like, oh, crap, here we go. And now we're going here, there, and everywhere. And then I don't know how, but we made it into tournaments. How do you make it into a tournament when you don't freaking win?
I don't know, but we're in one too, so.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
Me
It's crazy.
either.
I think it's funny, but I think I always, I always enjoyed it. That's one thing I would not miss for nothing. I didn't care.
Yes.
I didn't care how bad I was feeling.
Yes.
Not missing my son's games. Sorry. Not missing practice, not missing games. Nope, nope, and nope. I don't care.
Well, my oldest was in marching band through all of
Oh,
high school.
cool.
And I loved competitions. I loved them.
Oh,
and I
cool.
miss it so much now.
Oh, how old is your oldest?
He'll be 21 this year.
Get the heck out of here.
Yep.
Wow.
Crazy.
Alrighty then. Hey.
I know.
Gots to do what you gots to do, right?
Yep. Yep.
Wow, alright.
But I miss it. I loved those competitions.
Oh, that's pretty cool. What's he do with himself now?
He is doing a plumbing apprenticeship to become a
neat.
plumber. Yes.
That's cool. That's a good field to get into. He could have gone and helped Rosa Lang today.
Yeah, really. Yeah, he was going to go to college for music and then decided there just isn't jobs
Yeah.
that he could get. So
Come here, Mumbles.
somehow he ended up with plumbing.
Look, I'm going to show you my baby girl.
Oh.
This is my Missy.
Oh, she's adorable. Oh.
Hi, Mumbles. Hi, my Mumbles. Yes, I know, pretty girl. I know,
she looks
my
like
pretty
she's
girl.
starving.
She's a chunky monkey.
She is. She's cute.
She is chunky for sure. My husband likes her that way. I'm like, no, she needs to lose some weight. Because she's my teacup chihuahua.
Oh, goodness.
She doesn't need to be that chunky. I'll tell you that right now.
Adorable.
Yeah, that's my pretty girl.
Those chihuahua eyes, they just...
Yeah. Oh, they're almost
so
done. Oh, good,
expressive.
Rosalang. Good, good, good. Yeah, the plumbers do make good money. Absolutely,
Yes.
they do. We've had plenty of them here.
It's kind of funny because my son has a very sensitive gag reflex.
Really?
So I was kind of shocked that he wanted to go into plumbing, but...
Yeah, how's that going to work out?
He says right now, because they have to wear masks everywhere,
That makes
hasn't been
sense.
too bad.
Yeah,
So.
that makes sense. That I can understand that.
He may decide to permanently wear a mask.
Right?
Oh.
Oh boy. Oh, I gotta put in an avatar here. That's what I forgot. Let's see here. Where the hell do I have pictures on my computer? I'll find one. Let's see.
Yeah, I've got to get motivated to get some more stuff uploaded on my channel.
I know, I need to too. I haven't been motivated.
Yeah.
Oh, your place was built over 80 years ago. Pipes. Yeah. It's
Oh, wow.
This house actually, well, I can't say the whole thing, but one section of the house was here for 100 years. And my in-laws gradually just kept adding and adding and adding. It's a beautiful house. I'm not complaining, but oh, crapola, that's not good. Oh, wow,
Oh, wow.
Rosalang.
I
Yeah.
hope you didn't have a lot of damage.
Yeah, I hope not. Main pipe. Oh, shoot, man. Holy crap. That ain't good. All right. That's it. I'm done being on screen. But yeah, no, now we're at the point where everything needs, the windows need to be updated and all of that stuff. And we need a freaking roof bad. But
Oh,
we don't have the money for it at the moment. So I'm hoping that I could, my husband's saving some of the money that he's working for right now, but I'm hoping I can crank out some good money with these places, but we'll
yeah.
see. Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad there's no damage in the house, Rosalind. That's awesome.
Yes. That's
Thank you, God, for that one. But the crawl space was a mess. Oh, I'm sure it was. But at least it wasn't inside the house. You could be thankful for that. Wow. So what else you got planned for this week?
Not much. I had my infusion for my lupus yesterday, so.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, all right.
I kind of take it easy for a few days after that, so.
And what is that? What does that entail?
It is a immune suppressant. So I go once a month and it's about a 2-hour infusion.
Oh, Jesus.
So, but it helps, so I'll do it.
Right, exactly. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Well, and my neurologist is talking about some type of infusion for my migraines, which I don't know much about, but
Thank you for being here, Rosalind. We'll see you tonight.
bye, Rosalind.
Now, you're an infusion for your migraines. Have you tried, I'm on Aimovig. It's a monthly shot.
That is what she wants me to be on, but my insurance will not approve it.
Okay, so you don't need that. Hold on.
I was taking Emgality.
Yeah.
But it did not work.
Okay, so Aimovig, hold on here. What the heck? Yeah. My phone just like my phone literally just turned YouTube on. I'm like, what the hell? How did that happen? I did not want to go to that. Oh, that's why nobody's here, because the Glarer is live right now.
Oh, that's weird.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. My pharmacist, Aimovig, prevention medicine. I was able to get a card, and they have paid 100% of it each and every single month, because that crap is $600 a month.
Yeah,
well
it was
over.
a lot. Yeah.
And they are the people that make it are actually maybe eligible for special offers. All right, so here it is. Aimovig.com. $638.77 per month. Okay, so if you go to Aimovig.com and then click on, you'll go, if you scroll down, you'll see how much Aimovig costs and click on learn more. And scroll down, you'll see select your insurance below. I have a private or commercial insurance. I have Medicaid or Medicare. I do not have insurance. So even if you have private or commercial, 75% of Aimovig prescriptions cost patients $5 or less a month. At one point, I didn't have insurance, and they paid 100% of it.
Wow, yeah, I'll have to look at that.
Yeah, because even if do this, Because what will happen is your doctor can prescribe it. So obviously, wait, your doctor must have prescribed it, so it still could be at your pharmacy. So do this, and then all you have to do is show, you'll have to just show the information to your pharmacist, and they just have to input it. And every month when you go to get it, you need to tell them you have the Aimovig coupon. That's it.
Okay.
And it's just a pen injector. That's it.
I wonder why my doctor didn't tell me about that. That'd been nice.
My pharmacist told me about that.
Yeah, I'll look
That's
into
how-
that for sure.
That's how I learned.
Because I really
'Cause he
don't
kn-
want to sit there another infusion every month.
I don't blame you. So
I don't
definitely
really
try
want to
that.
do Botox.
No, I don't either. So for my migraines, I do the Aimovig I'm on 140 Aimovig every month. Nightly, I take 8 milligrams of tizanidine. I don't know what the name brand is on that one.
I think it's Xanaflex.
Okay. But I take that. I take Topamax,
Mm-hmm.
Aimovig, Topamax, tizanidine. I also do 2,500 milligrams of straight magnesium.
Mm-hmm.
I'm forgetting a medication, and I know I am, but I can't remember. But those 4 things right there alone, just for my migraines.
Yes. Yeah, I was doing the Emgality, and then I take they put me on a propranolol, a beta blocker, which is for heart and blood pressure that I don't have problems with, but and I didn't really
Sometimes it could be used
understand.
for other things like that.
Yeah, it was something about because my migraines are hereditary. It's something with
Mine are too.
blocking. Anyway, and then I take Fioricet,
Oh, yep, I got that too.
and I take Ubrelvy.
That doesn't work for me.
Really?
You know what
That
does work?
What?
It's a powder. I mean, it's pepperminty, but it's called Cambia. Oh, let me turn my screen on. Hold on here, so you can see it.
Is that a prescription?
It is, but I got this from.
Huh.
Where'd I get it from? It's a sample. I'm going to show you what it. This is the packet.
Okay.
That's it. It's powder. And it tells you to put it in a single dose packet. Fold on the dotted line in the tear. Yeah. Empty packet contents into a small cup containing 1 to 2 ounces or 2 to 4 tablespoons of water. You want to put, like, you're going to gag, because that's just way too much pepperminty stuff in your mouth.
Yeah.
Because I like peppermint, and I was like, bleh, no thank you. I did like a 16, the regular water bottles.
Uh-huh.
I poured one into a half a water bottle.
Okay.
I've
never heard of that.
I never did either. And these things, I'm like fully stocked on these. They keep giving me, it's diclofenac potassium for oral solution.
Huh.
It's a 50 milligram. And I will say that this does help me better than Nurtec or the Ubrelvy. They don't work for me. Nothing. Not one bit. That stuff does. That does.
The Ubrelvy works for me, but I don't get enough to last me the month because they.
Well, no, they will
16.
only. Yeah, that's all they'll prescribe you. They can't give you one for every day. Yes, you're absolutely right. Too much peppermint is gag worthy. It was disgusting. I love peppermint. Believe me, I love it. But not like that. I couldn't drink it. It took me quite a few sittings to be able to drink that, because you want to just be able to drink it all in one shot. And I'm telling you, like, I drank it. I would drink it, and then I just go lay down and close my eyes. Sometimes I'll fall asleep. I'm not going to lie. I'll take my nap, and I wake up, and everything is better.
Do you only take it when you have a migraine, or is it
Yes.
a daily? Okay.
Nope, I only take it when I have a migraine.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Talk to the doctor.
I can take a screenshot. I mean, I could take a picture of it on my phone and text it to you if you want.
Okay, yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, do that. Ouch. Stupid chair. Yeah, I know. My son went to Georgia for a week. That's only the second time he's ever been away from me.
Oh.
So, honestly, my husband doesn't do vacations. The only vacation we've gone on was our honeymoon.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. Not happy. But yeah, so my son went to Georgia with some friends, which is fine. I'm okay with that. But, you know, he gets the chronic migraines as well as I do, because it's hereditary, unfortunately, on both sides of the family.
Yeah,
And
2 of my sons get them.
Well, how many kids do you have, if you don't mind me asking?
3 boys.
Oh, aren't you lucky? Aren't you freaking lucky? Yeah, well, he went dirt bike riding and broke his big toe. Don't know how he did it, because his boots have like a steel toe. We have no clue how he broke it, but he broke it good.
Oh, wow.
Leave it to my kid. But he sends me a picture. This kid, I'm telling you. Leave it to him. I'm going to show you.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, right? He sends that to me. That's 2. And he says, I think I might have crashed.
Oh, gosh. I think.
Like, really, kid? You're sending this to your mother when you are 16 hours away.
Yeah.
And you know I can't get into a vehicle and sit that long. This poor kid. But yeah, no, he did a number on himself, and he broke it right at the knuckle. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it.
Oh, yeah. And that's painful because you actually put a lot of weight into your big toe when you walk, when you do anything.
Right. And I got people, oh, what are you doing that for? You're wasting money. They're not going to do anything about it. Blah, 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 blah. Really? Well, guess what? The kid's got a splint on it, and they even gave him a freaking shoe and crutches.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, your big toe bears a lot of weight.
Well, yeah, and I didn't realize, I mean, I realized that, but I didn't. But I'm like, you know what? I'm glad I sent you. I'm like, aren't you glad Mama sent you? He's like, I am. He's like, thanks, Mom. I said, yeah, that's what I thought, because this is just a bunch of BS. Oh, wait, I gotta edit that photo before I send it to you. Gotta turn it the right way. Where is it? There it is. But yeah, so that's... And he's like, but Mom, it's nothing anything like I did at home. I'm like, Ryan, the difference is you are so far away from me, and I can't see with my own eyes.
Yeah.
I said, if I was with you and you were in front of me, I'd be fine, because I'd be able to see it. And
Yes.
Once I see it, I'm going to be okay. I said, but I can't physically see you or it.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, I get it now. Okay. I said, listen, kid. Hi. How are you? Phoenix Project.
Hi, Amber.
I was going to say, that looks like Amber.
It is.
Yeah, no. And I did tell him, I said, listen, kid. I almost died having you. I'm allowed to be overprotective. So, phooey on you.
That's
so
right.
There. You know, I'm going to be that crazy mom. Sorry. I mean, I'm not too overprotective. I mean, I think I'm like any other mom, you know?
Yeah.
You get worried when your kid's not around you. Who doesn't? What is going on with, what is that, with YouTube? I'm so glad you were able to show up today.
Me too. Yeah, I was
yes,
like, all the kids are actually in school.
I know. It is. It is nice. I'm so happy. That's actually really good. I was going to get ready to end it too pretty soon. I like just sitting here chit-chatting instead of trying to like talk to myself.
Yeah. Yes.
Especially when nobody shows up.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a little weird.
Well, because this is, you know, like my channel's meant for like talking and not so much, I mean, I don't want to say venting, but like talking about the silent illnesses and what you're going through and experiences. And I know you're here. I know you're always there for me, and I appreciate it. But yeah, so that's what this is meant for. It's not really, you know, I mean, I don't have that much information to give at the moment. Yeah. I haven't had time to go look and do some research. Lord knows I haven't had time. I still got to write out some thank you cards from the funeral.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Like, Jesus, I'm dealing with probate. I'm like, I'm just so, I'm telling you, I'm done.
Well, you know,
I can't
I've really
take it.
been amazed with YouTube finding out how many people have medical conditions that, you know, migraines and lupus and fibro. There's so many people on YouTube that have the same things.
Yeah.
But nobody talks about it.
Right, exactly. And that's why I started my channel, because I wanted to be able to have a place where everybody can come and talk about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Because we get judged so easily by people that don't have it and don't get it.
Like one of these days, I'm gonna get that girl up here. I'm gonna get Angela up here to talk with us. She's gonna get her booty up here. You hear me? Because I'm talking to you. Yes, you, that girl. I'm talking to you. All right, I'm turning my picture off now. I'm done with that.
Yeah, it's about time for me to take a quick nap before.
I know. I'm just looking at the. Yeah. All right. Well, I will end it then and let you go take your nap.
Well, I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for coming and talking to me. I do appreciate it very much.
Yeah, and just yell at me anytime and we can set up another one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you.
All right. Have a good evening.
All right. You too. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye. Oh, Amber, you had a flare in your legs? Ha 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 ha. Yes, she's gonna do a live with me one day. She's too busy to do it now. You want to come up and chat for a moment, and Amber? I'm gonna post the link. Hold on. Just in case somebody wants to come up and chat with me. I can hold on. Oh, I know you were just joking. I know. You weren't listening to what I said? Ooh. I said that I was going to get you up here on a live one of these days to talk with us. I will. I'll get you up there. Don't worry. You'll come and talk with me one day. Are you still working on that editing videos, Angela?
Hey,
Hey, how are ya? Let me put my camera back on. Okay.
pretty good. Sorry, I had nothing plugged back in. I've got two different setups depending on what I've got going on. And
Oh my God. That's too much for
then
me.
50% of the other was hooked up. Hold on one second.
All right, no problem.
I had nothing plugged back in. I've got two different setups depending on what I've got going on.
All right, you got
Okay,
yourself.
let's try that again. Yeah,
There you go.
I completely forgot that when you click out of YouTube in a StreamYard on a desktop, that it continues to keep you on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
I'm used to doing it from my phone when I'm on other people's lives, so I wasn't paying attention.
Nope,
Then I
that's
was
quite
like,
all
I'm
right.
hearing myself.
Well, that's all right, because it took me quite a few minutes to figure it out, which I was having a dumb moment today.
Girl, that's like me all the time. Do you get fibro fog really bad?
Oh my God, yes, very bad.
Yeah, I have fibro brain. I have to laugh when I'm talking to that girl. I think it was her. I kept typing that Brian or Fibro Brian. Fibro Brian. So my brain's name is now Brian, and
Okay. Oh,
Brian
that's good
sucks
to know.
sometimes. Yeah, Brian sucks
Okay.
sometimes. But yeah, I get the worst. Ugh.
It's crazy. No, I was at my doctor today at my primary, and I was talking to him, and I was like, I totally forgot what I was talking about. And I said to him, I'm like, I forgot what I was talking about. Can you tell me? It happens all the time.
I lose words literally mid-sentence.
Yes,
so
me too.
I will be just in the middle of saying something, and then, sorry, I'm moving you around so it doesn't look like I'm staring to the side of my screen. I will literally be in the middle of a sentence, and I'm telling my husband, I'm like, can you hand me the...
Yes.
And I'm like, and the funny thing is I'm sitting there trying to remember the word, and it will not come to me. So I'm literally like, the round thing that you put fluid in that you drink out of, and he's like, cup. And I'm like,
exactly.
Jesus Christ. Like, just the simplest of words. And it's funny, the live that I did or not live, the video I posted yesterday, I pre-recorded it. I did not realize, because I don't usually go back and watch my lives when I'm live. I didn't realize how often that was happening until I was recording it and then had to go back through and edit it. So I literally had to remove like 20 instances where, now granted, the word came to me, but there were these big old gaps where I was literally having to like think of what word I was trying to come to. And I'm sure people watching it would probably think, oh, she's just trying to decide how she wants to word that. But it's not. It's literally that the word is gone.
Yes, exactly.
What I'm trying to say is like not coming to me.
My son and my best friend, they know my talk. That's how I put it. Because when I lose the word, they know exactly what I'm talking about. So I tell my husband all the time, I'm like, you need to learn how I talk. So you need to take lessons from them and learn my verbiage here.
Yeah.
Because I do the same thing to him. I'm just like, and like the other day, I was trying to say blinds to my niece, or no, shade. And so I'm literally sitting there going, the things that go up and down like this, they go up and down. And she's looking at me going, huh? Because I think she's got fibro as well. But I'm like, come on now, help me. I can't think of, and I was getting pissed because I couldn't think of the word.
And then that makes it worse.
Yes.
Yeah, and you get angry, and then you really can't think of the word.
I mean, it was like a good 10 minutes. I couldn't think of the stupid word blind. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I've been there.
Oh, and I felt like an idiot because my niece is a hairdresser and she had 2 clients in the salon, and I couldn't think of the word.
I literally, I'm a nurse, and a huge portion of what we do is is like education to the patients, and it infuriates me in the middle of a visit to be talking and then sounding stupid, because when you're trying to portray that you're like the professional in a situation, and patients, these things are scary. They're going home. Or even if you're in the hospital, but like in my instance, they're going home on medications. This is like a whole nother world to them. Previously, it was like you only had an IV if you were in the hospital. So to be going home with one staying in all the time, and then they're putting their own medicine into their own veins, that's very scary for people. And then I'm over here explaining it, and I'm like, yeah, exactly. So it makes me really frustrated because I like to be that rock for my patients, and when I can't be.
Yep, I'm the same way. How do you handle working?
So I guess it would probably be beneficial to tell you what my symptoms are, because they vary from, fibro person to fibro person. But
yes,
mine, we didn't even really realize that it was fibromyalgia. It didn't even cross my radar. I thought I had MS. So what I had was, all of a sudden, I was having grip issues in my hands. So about a year and a half ago, I developed issues opening like 20-ounce soda bottles. And I'm not talking things that have been, over tightened. I'm talking like you just bought it and you should be able to break that seal. I was having major issues doing that. we were putting together, sorry if you, I don't know if my mic is picking up my husband, he's talking to my dogs.
It's fine.
But putting together the irrigation tubing for my backyard, I literally was sitting on my back patio crying because I couldn't grip the stuff enough to get friction to push them together. The other things I had going on was I have difficulty swallowing when I'm eating chewy things. So imagine candies where you bite into them and they change shape, but they don't break apart, like taffy, stuff like that. Sometimes if I don't chew those up enough or let them dissolve enough and I swallow them, my muscles aren't strong enough to push them down. So I'll just literally it's not in my airway. It's just like right in my esophagus.
Feels like it gets
just
stuck.
Yeah, that happens to me frequently. So now I have to like
soda. Believe it or not.
Yeah, actually. So I do get that that it feels like a ball of fluid is in my throat and then it hurts as the esophagus is trying to work it down.
Yep.
But I've had that for years and didn't really connect the dots. And then I was having fatigue like out of nowhere. And then this brain fog. The brain fog, literally, it was like I woke up one day and it was there. So we thought possibly that I had MS plus I have these leg issues. So they thought it was, they told me it was restless leg syndrome for years, but mine is painful. And it wasn't until recently that I found out that RLS is not supposed to be painful. It's just like not uncomfortable. Yeah. It's like, it feels like pins and needles to people that actually have RLS. For me, it's not like that. I get this, this building burning pain and it starts off mild and then it builds. And when I'm talking builds, I'm talking like in a matter of 2 or 3 seconds, it goes from nothing to the most excruciating pain you've ever had until I move my muscle. Then when I move the muscle, the pain goes away for maybe a few seconds. And when it's a really bad flare, I get this like burning sensation on the bottoms of my feet. And then I get this shooting pain that's going in my calves and sometimes in my thighs. The rest of the time I have like intermittent numbness in my feet and I'm starting to get the tingling numbness in my fingertips. But for the longest time, because of that whole like movement got rid of the sensation feeling, they were calling it restless leg syndrome. But now we're realizing that it's probably more on the fibromyalgia spectrum because what fibromyalgia does is it's not that you're like right now I've got tingling in my fingers. It's not that there's actually anything in my fingers that is sending that signal, not even the nerves. The nerves work properly. It's my nerves are sending a signal and then my brain is jumbling it up. So that's why on days when, or they're theorizing, on days when I walk on my feet a lot, like if back when I was on the unit in the hospital, if I had a shift where my patients were really far away from each other and I was, walking 14,000 steps in a day, I would come home and when I'd lay down, the pain would be like intense and really high up my legs. And it would be a really bad flare. They always assumed that it was like just relating to, the nerves firing wrong signals. I think what it is my nerves were actually sending the signal, hey, we're tired, or your feet are sore, like any normal person. But once it got to my brain was like, it's the end of the damn world, Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. Do you curse on your channel?
This is only like my 3rd or 4th one, but I do curse because I've got a trucker's mouth. So whatever.
I talk like a sailor. My dad has introduced me in various ways to people that I curse too much. So if it implies that, I apologize. I'm used to being unedited on my channel.
Let's just say that I thought my son was going to come out saying fuck.
I'm surprised one of my kids hasn't named it, to be honest. Can I tell you, my mom called me after I premiered my video yesterday. She called me and it wasn't like,
I have to still watch that. I haven't been on anything.
Take your time. It's a little bit of a long video. I think my subsequent autism videos, I'm going to try and cut them down into like 20-minute snippets just to make them a little more digestible. But the first thing she says, not, hey,
great
that was
job,
good, or great job, or I was so nervous. Not, oh, you didn't look nervous at all. It was, do you realize you said fuck on camera? And I'm
really,
like,
Mom, thanks.
I said, actually, Mom, I said it twice. And I said the word shit. Of course I know. I went back and had to edit the video. I obviously rewatched it, but yeah.
That's
so, yeah.
funny.
But if something ever flies out of my mouth and you don't want it,
No,
just
it's
like,
quite all right.
we can come up with a code word. It
No,
could be like
don't worry about it.
pineapples, Amber. Pineapples.
Yeah, right. No,
Don't mention that.
I swear so. Don't even worry about it. I don't care.
Sweet. Yeah, they're like, I call them sentence enhancers. So
Yeah, whatever. No, it's all good. I just
but
see. Yeah, no, I have fibro from head to toe. I've got it bad. It sucks. I hate it. Freaking hate it.
well, to answer your previous question, I guess most of my symptoms happen when I'm sitting for a long period of time. So as a nurse, luckily, except for the brain fog, that's all the time. But and especially when I get stressed out, which is part of the reason that I left the hospital environment, because I found when I was in a very stressful situation that my brain fog was getting a lot worse.
Right.
So
and your nerves were overactive at that point, because that's
exactly.
That's what the fibro really is the overactive nerves too.
Yeah. Well, and I would literally, the way our shifts kind of worked was you ran like a mad person for the first 75% of your shift. And then when everybody was like knocked out, because I was a night shift nurse, everybody was knocked out and all that kind of stuff, then you kind of like try to run through like a mad person in your charting. But when you sit down and you chart for an hour or two at a time, that's way too much sitting. Like my legs would just go nuts. So then I'm in excruciating pain, and the stress from the pain was making the brain fog worse. And then I'm like, did I remember to chart everything? And I mean, I obviously was doing my job well, but it was stressful on my brain to be constantly, worrying about it. And there were times when my legs would be so bad that I would get one of those like roving computers that's on a cart, and I would walk and chart because I couldn't sit any longer because my feet just hurts, or mostly my feet, my calves, they just hurt so bad. But as long as I'm moving, and I'm going throughout my day, it's not too bad. It's the evenings that are the worst for me. And then I do have some like generalized GI issues that they never figured out, that I'm starting to wonder if those are also attributed to that.
What?
So, almost like irritable bowel syndrome. And then I get this bloating in my abdomen, literally look like I'm like 9 months pregnant. That whole like swelly belly situation. So I didn't notice until very recently that a lot of those were coming all together. So when you're in the midst of a flare, you're just like, life sucks. Like, my body sucks. The world sucks. You're not sitting there making a mental note of, oh, you know what? The last time my stomach did this, I also had a leg flare that night. You're not connecting those dots. So it wasn't until recently when somebody asked me, hey, when your legs are doing that, does that happen like on the days when you swell? The other thing is I haven't been swelling very much recently, but my leg pain is all the time. So I never made that connection, because it always felt like daily leg pain.
Right.
And then I just had this like other issue pop up. Yeah,
exactly.
But for the most part, other than the fact that when my stomach swells up, I look huge pregnant, and it's not gas. It's not like you could take like gas pills. Exactly. It's like inflammation of all of the tissues in the abdomen. So yeah, I waddle.
So first thing,
it's horrible.
First thing in the morning, I look nice and skinny, and that's when I would weigh myself if I ever had to. It's first thing in the morning, because as soon as I take a sip of anything, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be water, it could be coffee, it could be anything. I get bloated, just like you said. I mean, my stomach just pops right out. I hate it.
Ooh, you know what? I probably have a picture of what, because it just happened recently.
And yes, I've waddled too.
So I also wonder how, and this might be a personal question, you don't have to answer this or say whether or not this is
I'm an open book.
I've had a total hysterectomy.
I've had a partial. I wish they took my ovaries.
So that's what I was going to say. I wonder how much of fibromyalgia relates to the hormone production that you have. My hormone production was wackadoodle. Like, it was so crazy. And that's how I ended up with my twins, because my ovaries were just like, what's that guy's name? The cowboy from the cartoons, where he's just like firing his guns off. That's what my ovaries were like.
Okay.
What is it? Yosemite Sam?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what my ovaries were like. Just like pew, 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 eggs all over the place. So until they took my ovaries out, I had way more issues. I was bloating at least 3 times a week. I spent more time looking pregnant than not. It was like someone put a hose to my belly. So I'd be sitting there and I'd be like, oh God, here it comes. And I could stand up and you could literally go, it'd be like, like literally like that.
Oh, see,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like that every single day.
This is me the other day.
Wow.
Like literally look like I'm like 9 months pregnant. And then when it wears off, which could be anywhere from a couple hours to a couple of days, then when it goes down, I get
take
really
water
sick.
pills. Really? What do you? Oh, like
I feel nauseated. I'll feel incredibly exhausted, and then I'll fall asleep, and I'll wake up with like night sweats. Yeah, it's really bizarre. So
strange.
it was miserable leading all the way up until I had my total hysterectomy. Then when they did that, which was a whole nother, I had like a IUD device malfunction. It perforated my uterus. It was a big old mess. But when they took all that out, it stopped happening. And now I've had maybe 3 bloating episodes in 3 years, but 2 of them were in the last couple of months. So I don't know if it's stress or what's been going on.
It could be, but see, like with me, first off, let me ask, are you on any medications for the fibro?
I'm on gabapentin. Oh. I'm on gabapentin, but I haven't taken my gabapentin in 3 weeks, 4 weeks probably. So okay. I'm incredibly sensitive to it. Like it turns me into a zombie.
Okay, so there's other medications. Like for me, because I have it from head to toe, and I am not the normal person. I take Lyrica and Cymbalta because Lyrica works for one part of my body. Cymbalta works for the other. So it's like,
oh, interesting.
Cymbalta can work for like the top half and Lyrica works for the bottom half. Strange.
No, that makes sense.
But I'm on the Lyrica and Cymbalta, but because I'm on the Lyrica, it does cause edema. So now I'm also on 120 milligrams of Lasix. Because that's that's how severe it is.
My problem is, well, I don't get swelling anywhere else other than my abdomen. Do you get swelling elsewhere?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't.
Especially in the summertime. Actually, it doesn't matter. If I don't take at least 80 milligrams in the morning, by noontime, I will not have toes, ankles, or knees. That's how bad it gets.
Yeah, I definitely do not have that going on.
I get very,
I'm trying to find
very
one of my skinny pictures where my
you can actually see it right now. It's my face is actually kind of swollen today.
Yeah.
And so is my neck. I think it's allergies today too, though, but that's okay.
Man, my allergies have been killing me, and my doctor's refusing to give me Kenalog because we're in the middle of a pandemic. I'm not going to argue with her. I think that's a smart idea.
Right.
But yeah, I get a Kenalog shot every year. And
what is that?
It's a steroid shot, but you could get it once in the beginning of the spring, and your allergies won't affect you.
Oh, really?
For the whole season. Some people can go a whole year.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's good.
Man, I wish I could find a picture.
Well, I'm sorry you have to deal with this crap.
It's just kind of become life at this point.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
How long have you had it?
I've been having the leg issues for as long as I can remember, probably my early teens.
Yeah.
I think the new issues, the brain issues are probably the ones that are affecting my morale, the most. Yeah. So I'm a know-it-all. I am the Googler. I am a vault of semi-useless knowledge. I know a little bit about a whole lot of things. And having fibromyalgia mess with my brain, it is so frustrating.
Yeah,
so frustrating. And it's not like there's no Google in your brain. It's not like, oh, I can't remember that word. Let me go to Google and look it up.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
you're just
exactly. And how does your husband handle you having it?
My husband's pretty good with it, to be honest. But my husband's also disabled. He has primary immune deficiency that causes a host of issues for him. So he's way more understanding now than he was prior to his diagnosis. Or just like I have back issues too.
I do too.
I have I have really stretchy ligaments. I'd show you, but it's kind of gross. So when my if I like move too much, like my neck vertebrae or my lower back vertebrae will slide out of alignment really easily. So it like pinches my sciatic nerve really easily. So he didn't understand, like when I was like, I threw my back out and couldn't get up off the floor. Like he thought I was being dramatic until the first time he threw his back out. And then it was like, oh, I get you.
Yeah.
I get you now. So now that he's, unfortunately it took him, becoming disabled for him to understand, but we're pretty good with each other in that respect.
What is that
so he's pretty much like Bubble Boy. He makes like a little bit more immune system, a little bit more antibodies than Bubble Boy, but not by much. And he's been like this his whole life. He spent his entire childhood sick. We got the diagnosis because he had pneumonia 9 times in 2 years and he was 30. And no doctors wanted to figure it out because he was uninsured at the time. This was prior to us dating. So
I get pneumonia twice a year.
Oh, do you? Oh, man. I would get your immunoglobulins checked, your IgG level checked.
I'm going to write that down.
Yeah, tell them to check your I can type it in the chat.
Check.
I could type it in the private chat. Yeah.
IgG levels.
Oh, I spelled that wrong. Immunoglobulins. So it's going to be your IgG, IgE, IgM, and IgA. Although IgG is the biggest one. The IgG is like your foot soldiers of your antibodies. That's what they're giving people right now who are getting COVID. They're giving them what's called convalescent plasma, but it's pretty much IgG from people who have had COVID previously.
Okay.
But so what his body does is an invader comes in, like pneumonia or COVID, an invader comes in, and instead of its body making those wanted posters that the normal person's body that's like, hey, this is a bad guy, you need to look out for him. All of his like guards are on break. Maybe one was around and then was like, I recognize this is bad. But the rest of them, the rest of them aren't functioning the way they're supposed to. And, he had pneumonia 9 times in 2 years and then had 0 antibodies against pneumonia when they tested him. And they're like, and they test you against like 23 different strains of pneumonia and none of them had antibodies. So, and they even gave him the pneumonia vaccine. And then when they tested him after, he only had made a minimal amount of antibodies to 9 of the 23 types. So, but I think his dad said he had only gone out for Halloween trick-or-treating 1 time his entire childhood. He was always sick in October, which now makes sense because we would start school back up in August and September. And then as soon as flu season started, he would get sick.
That's when I get it, is September, October, because I'll tell you what. Well, it didn't happen this past year, or maybe it did, but I just didn't get checked because didn't have time to. But in 2019, just before COVID, middle of September, I had double bronchitis and double pneumonia. I swear it was COVID. Because listening to the symptoms and everything, they almost got the ambulance at the walk-in clinic because I couldn't breathe. They were giving me neck treatments and I couldn't breathe. I had to sleep sitting up.
When was this again?
September of 19.
Okay. So I will tell you that I don't think that was COVID. There was another like mysterious respiratory virus that went around between about September, October-ish and December of 2019.
Okay.
And the only reason I know this is because it put me down for like 2 weeks, but I also had COVID in April the following year and they were nothing alike.
Okay.
But we did see an increase in people that were coming in that were flu negative and RSV negative
Yeah, because I
and all of
tested
those
negative
things.
for all
But
of that.
man, and then did you have a lingering cough that lasted for like a long time?
I busted my eardrum from coughing.
Yeah. That was the
took-
hallmark of that. It was like you got a cough and then that cough lasted for ages, and that's why a lot of people associated it with COVID once COVID hit. They were like, no, man, I was sick in October last year and I coughed until December. Yeah, this was this other
I had it
mysterious bug.
from, I mean, in honest to God, it took 4 different antibiotics to even start to help.
I think the original thing was a virus and you had an opportunistic infection on top of it, and that's how you got pneumonia. So the virus weakened your immune system even more, and then the bacteria that already is in there that affects you twice a year, was like, hey, parents aren't home, let's party.
Right. Okay. So that makes sense. Yeah, because it happened. I mean, and of course, because I was really stressed out. So it happened. I was sick from the middle of September until November.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
I'm trying to find this picture, but
it was horrible. Oh my God, that was horrible. I don't ever want to feel like that again. That was bad. So obviously I do want to watch your video though, because I do want to hear your experience. When we lived in our old neighborhood, because again, we had to move into my mother-in-law's basement a year and a half ago because she had dementia and I was her caretaker, but she just passed last month. But when we were living at our house, 2 doors down, the woman has a couple kids, and one of them, he's autistic, nonverbal. He had birth to 3 there and everything, and I babysat them. She's what is she? Dialysis nurse.
Oh, okay.
So I would have the kids for 10, 12 hours a day. Holy crap, I got scars from that kid beating me, biting me, you name it. Oh my God.
How old was he again?
I watched him. Now he is, let's see. My son is, all right, so let's see. Kylie's 17. Ryan's 16. Brody is 14.
Okay. Do you know if he's still having those issues?
Yeah, he's bad right now.
It's really, really, that breaks my heart. It is so hard
I think it's got to be the hormones and going through puberty, to be honest.
And it's hard to break it if you didn't establish the right foundation when they were younger. And unfortunately, like I'll tell you, and I mentioned it in my video a little bit, but we were given very incorrect techniques from our early intervention services. And I don't know if it was just different techniques. I've never found these anywhere to be useful for any autistic parents. So I want to say that they're wrong, but I don't know if they're techniques that just didn't work for us or what the case was. But they would tell us like, oh, if Riley's throwing a fit, try to distract him, like give him a toy or, try and tickle him. And what we ended up finding out was no, that was basically positively reinforcing the negative behavior. So then if he wanted to have fun or get our attention, then he would, have a complete, not meltdown. Meltdowns are different, but have a complete fit because he wasn't overstimulated. You know what I mean? He was choosing to act out in order to get us to tickle him or, play with him or whatever. So his behaviors got drastically worse. In fact, he was barely headbutting when we first got him into early intervention. That's not why, that was not the initial reason I got him put in there. We had been wanting to put him in there forever. But when he started school and that kind of like stressful environment change added to it, he headbutted somebody, and they stopped what they were doing and they let him be. So then he learned. So then it was like, if he didn't like what was going on, he'd go headbutt like they have these like metal doors, like the classroom doors are metal. He'd just walk right up to it and, you know, whack his head as hard as he could. He'd come home with these big old goose eggs until we put his helmet on him for school. But I mean, it was horrific. And when he would go into these fits that would eventually turn into meltdowns, his eyes would be like glazed over. You could say his name. There was like no, it was like his brain checked out, and he was all like base, like emotions, you know what I mean? Just like anger, and he would like spit and like drool and kick and punch. And it was all like, it was like fight or flight, like fight. It was just pure fight after that. And
is he nonverbal?
So he's not nonverbal anymore, but he used to be. So that's another thing that I've been coming across, is a lot of parents saying that they were doing speech therapy with their kids, and their kids weren't responding well to it. Like they weren't using their words. So they just switched over to a nonverbal form of communication. Like, there's a bunch of different techniques out there, but there's like apps and like word boards and stuff like that. Now, that's not to say, oh, go ahead.
They had tried PECs. They had tried the word boards. And then he also had the, I have one of them, iPad.
Oh yeah.
In where he could type in or like pick the PECs, what he wants, or like type in what he wanted to say or whatever. And that's how he was communicating.
Now, that's not to say that like there are some autistic people that the connection in their brain that allows them to take what is in their brain and translate it into a verbal cue or a verbal word. They're not, those people that are missing that will never, there's no amount of speech therapy that's going to make them verbally speak. That's not what I'm saying. But there are kids out there that they don't give enough time to the verbal. And what I would say to watch out for is babbling. So if your nonverbal autistic child does babble, or they'll like kind of like squeal when they're excited, or anything like that. Yeah. So you can nurture that. Now he's old enough now that I think if there was going to be verbal activity, that he would have maybe picked up on some of that a little bit sooner. But like with my son, he had no interest in talking because he didn't need to. And he would like throw a fit and he would point, or he would, he would grab us by the hand and he would lead us to what he wanted.
That's what Brody does.
Yeah. So he was doing that. And eventually I had to kind of tell him, okay, like he would want, like, say my phone, and he would bring my hand to the phone and like point to it. But then I would tell him, what is that? You got to tell me what that is. And it started off by just simple phrases of things, or simple words of things that he wanted: phone, milk, whatever.
Yeah.
So I would do it 3 times with him initially when he wasn't speaking. So I would show him, I would say, you want my phone? Say phone.
Yep.
Phone. And then after 3 times, if he didn't say anything, then I would say, that was a good try, buddy. You know, we'll try again next time. And then I would give him whatever it was that he was asking for.
Right.
But it took us a year and a half of that before we started noticing that he would say words when we actually got to the item. Then we would praise him and say, that's great. Yeah, we're going to get you some milk right now, buddy. Then it turned into descriptors of what you want. So would you like strawberry milk? Can you say strawberry? Because we knew how he liked his milk, and we always just called it milk because that's what he wanted. But then it was starting to develop, you know, more verbiage with that. And now he's to the point to where he probably has at least 200 words in his vocabulary that he uses regularly, but he uses them 1 word at a time, or 2 words if there's something that goes together, like chocolate milk. He'll say that. So now we're working on when he wants strawberry milk is what he drinks. If he wants strawberry milk, he'll come to me and he'll say thirsty. And then I'll say, Riley, can you say I am thirsty? And then he'll say I am thirsty. And then I'll take him over and I'll say, what would you like? And he says strawberry and milk. But I'll tell him, can you say, I would like strawberry milk? So then he'll say, I would like
Wow.
strawberry and milk. So he's not to the point where he's using full sentences on his own,
But that's
unless
okay.
he's repeating what he's heard. Yeah. So, but there are
That's
times
awesome.
he runs around the house and he sings songs, like every word to a song that he likes, or he'll recite, I don't call it reading, recite his books, because he's not actually reading the words. But he can recite word for word his favorite books, and he'll recite them in full sentences.
Because
So
he's remembered in
exactly.
what's the word? Memorized what
Yeah.
you've read to him. Yeah.
Now, he is also picking up on words that we weren't. So this is the beauty of it. After time, they will learn, okay, you know what? It is easier to speak with my mouth instead of pointing or instead of melting down. And if I tell them what I want, then I don't get frustrated because they get it wrong. Because before
Right.
he'd freak out and I'd say, are you hungry? And he would go, yes. And then I'm like, okay, what do you want? And then I'd pull the wrong thing out of the freezer. And then he would just fall into this
Yes.
meltdown because he was so frustrated that he couldn't tell us, right?
Yes.
So now he's picking up on verbiage that he hears us saying in other situations, and he's starting to use them. And I have the most funny story. Right after I filmed my video 2 days ago, right after I got done filming, I went to go check. He's still not potty trained yet. So I went to check his diaper and he had peed. So we're working on potty training, but we don't feel like he really knows when
Yeah.
he's peed. He knows when he's pooping, but I don't think he really has assigned like, oh, I'm peeing to that activity yet. So we're making him identify. So he looks at the diaper and we say, you know, what did you do? Did you pee or did you poop? And then he tells us. So I took his diaper off and I said, did you go pee pee or poo poo? And he just stared at me. So I said, Riley, and I showed him the diaper. I said, did you pee pee or did you poo poo? And he goes like this. He goes, I pissed. The look on my face was exactly the look you had on your face just now. And then I actually was laughing so hard I fell over because I was like kneeling down. I like literally fell onto my butt and was just laughing so hard.
Oh my God.
And then my husband's across the room and he's like, did he just say pissed? I'm like, yeah, he said pissed. And the funny thing with autism is that you have to pick your battles. That is not the time to be correcting him about language because he actually used his language. So we have to kind of roll with it. Like in the beginning, if he wanted a soda, it was more important that he was verbally asking for it and that we were allowing him to have it because he requested something than it was to get on him about drinking a soda. So I said,
honestly, you can't get on him for saying that he pissed because I'm sure one of the older kids or your husband says that they went and took a piss.
Yes, it's exactly where he heard it. It was exactly where he heard it because, my husband might say something like, oh man, I'm tired of you pissing in your diaper, like that kind of thing. So I literally had to say to him, okay, Riley, but piss belongs on the toilet, not in your diaper. And we just had to like roll with it.
Exactly. That's it. So how old is Riley?
Oh, okay. Sorry. I just saw a message from that girl. So Riley is 5, almost 6.
Okay. And that's, you know what? That's normal though.
Yeah.
Because even like with Brody, he wasn't fully potty trained. Oh my God. I want to say till he was like 8, maybe even a little older.
We've actually made progress when it comes to autism. It's kind of like so when you think of regular child potty training, you're like, okay, the milestones are we've got them in a diaper, then we've got them wearing a diaper but peeing on the toilet, and then we got them in a diaper and pooping on the toilet, and now we've got them in underwear doing those things.
I know it's hard,
so you've got all these steps, but with autism, it's like there's 1,000 more little steps in between. So
absolutely.
we started with him just being fully diaper dependent. We've got to the stage now where, and then when we first started potty training, he would have panic attacks. So with autistic people, everything's black and white. So when a child grows up peeing and pooping in a diaper, that's just the way it is.
Right.
Riley pees in a diaper. That's where their brain's at. So when you're trying to change their entire worldview on an activity, it really messes with them. So when I would try and put him on the toilet, I'd put him on the potty and then he'd sit there and he'd be like, diaper, diaper, diaper. And he'd be like freaking out. And then after a few minutes, I would put the diaper on him And then he would go, and he would pee. And the reason was because he had to go potty, but he was sitting on the toilet and he's like, I've got to pee and my diaper's not on. He wasn't even associating the fact that he could pee in the toilet, even though I told him, like, in his worldview, peeing has always happened in diapers since the dawn of his existence. So we finally got past that point, and now we've got him to the point to where I'll say, let's go sit on the potty, and he'll come along. We have special books, and then our cell phones will let him have electronics time as long as he's actively trying to go potty on the toilet.
Good.
So we've used that as kind of like a reward.
Yeah.
So he will willingly go in, he'll willingly sit down. And then if he happens to go to the bathroom while he's there, then we praise him. He hasn't gotten to the point yet to where he will like really want to go. And I've literally, and it's not about him not needing to go. I've literally said, I could hear him grunting and I'm like, oh, you're pooping. Let's go to the bathroom. And he's like, nope. And I'm like, do you have to poop? And he's like, no. And I'm like, yes, you do.
You know,
so
that is always the hardest.
Getting over that.
That's the hardest one is potty train. And it doesn't matter, autistic or a regular child. I'm sorry. Potty training to go poop is the hardest one.
And it's so funny. I forgot to mention something the other day when I was talking about this, but there's a reason like people associate vaccines with autism because most people start to notice symptoms of their kids with autism at 18 months and you get your 18 months vaccine. So that's kind of where they're making that association. But I just realized back when I started teaching my son and daughter to drink out of sippy cups between 4 and 6 months old. That's when my older son switched over. So we started working with him on that. And Riley literally would drink milk from a bottle and then anything else from a sippy cup, but he would never switch them. So it was a really hard transition for us. He was sippy cup trained at 6 months, I think exactly, but didn't actually get off of a bottle till he was over 12 months old, because if he was drinking milk, it had to be out of a bottle. And it just hit me that age, because I was talking yesterday about how if you look back, like hindsight's 2020, if you look back, there's actually probably signs of autism way younger than we give credit. It just so happens to be that people don't make that connection until they're really big in your face kind of things. But yeah, he literally would not drink milk out of a sippy cup. In fact, we had to throw all the bottles in the house away. Even though he would drink ice water, he would drink juice. Like you could put soda in a sippy cup, he'd drink it. But if you put milk into a sippy cup, he wouldn't drink it. Similarly, if you put ice water in a bottle, he wouldn't drink it either. And that was like his favorite drink on the planet was ice water. So he just always associated like milk. This is my milk bottle. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like that about a lot of things. Food time is like really hard and can be...
Is he a picky
really eater? Difficult. Oh my God, so picky. We were down to literally, he would eat biscuits, nuggets, and all of these are only one brand, one style. Biscuits, nuggets. He would eat chocolate chip cookies, but they gave him diaper rash, so we wouldn't let him have those too often. Nutri-Grain bars. And that was really it for home foods. He would also eat French fries from just about any restaurant. But we just got him to the point to where he's starting to expand his diet. And that was another thing they told us in early intervention, that we need to like sit down and tell him, no, you need to try this and you need to try these foods. And it got to a point to where if I ever touched something to his mouth that he didn't want there, he would throw up. So he had developed this oral aversion to even trying anything, a drink. And the funny thing is if he thinks it's medication, even if it tastes like crap, he'll take it because his mind doesn't associate that with food. But if I tried to say, here, try a sip of this, if the straw touched even just the surface of his lips, not even the fluid, he would start gagging. Yeah. So that's something that I wish more parents knew about, because you could literally develop oral aversions. There are autistic kids out there that are on feeding tubes because their oral aversions are so bad and they cannot consume a proper diet. I've got a friend whose kid for years only wanted to eat fruit cups. So they had to supplement his diet with basically tube feeding formula because you can't not get your daily what you need for your body to function off of fruit cups.
Right.
And that was literally
Yeah.
the only thing he would eat by mouth.
Wow. Like my neighbor's son, he's on a gluten-free, casein-free diet. But I mean, let me tell you, that kid loves his Tostitos and salsa. Loves it.
Is he on gluten-free because of autism or because he's celiac?
Because of the autism.
Autism, okay.
Now, she actually thought at like even 6 months old, she thought he was deaf because he wouldn't make eye contact with her.
We went through that. My mother-in-law used to run around behind my son and like slap pans together because he wouldn't respond to sound. She thought he was deaf. And I'm like, no, he's not deaf. If you turn on his favorite TV show, he could be across the house and he'll hear it and he'll come running. But she would literally like just like run behind him and like yell like Riley. And we called it no fucks given because he literally did not care.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't care. Yeah.
And I mean, even at 6 months old, he would not make eye contact, would not respond to his name, nothing.
Yeah, we went through that.
I was like,
that was
oh,
one of our
poor
first
thing.
signs.
Yeah. And so she kind of, I mean, like I said, she thought he was deaf. She didn't think autism, but it is what it is. But, and then so what she noticed with him was he would do really good. Let me back up. Casein-free, gluten-free diet, but he also goes and sees a homeopathic doctor.
Okay.
That's fine, whatever. But the father, because she's divorced from their idiot dad. Sorry, he really is a jerk.
Hey, it happens sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't believe in the casein-free, gluten-free diet. But what he doesn't realize is that gluten is tearing this kid's insides apart.
He's not used to having it.
And that gluten, when that tears his stomach apart, puts him into such a rage. And that's when that he goes crazy and he can't control himself. And he's getting to be a big boy, muscular boy, and he attacks mom. And he only goes after mom. And he could throw her downstairs and stuff like that now. It's very scary.
My heart goes out to your friend.
It's very scary.
We've seen this with a couple of our friends. That's part of the reason why behavior was such a big, important thing for us to get a hold of with Riley early. My son was so strong that my 6'7", at the time, like 350-pound brother could not physically restrain him. And he was only 3 at the time. The strength that autistic kids have, I think that normative people have a filter in their brain that tells their body not to push themselves too far. And that's why you'll hear of things like people having an adrenaline rush and they're able to like lift cars off of people.
Yes.
It's because that filter in your brain shuts off with adrenaline. So I think that autistic kids don't have that filter.
I agree.
Their body goes from 0 to adrenaline rush really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
I agree.
But I really
with you.
just think that that's how things are. And if you can't get them to a point to where they're managing their anger a little better. And for our son, his biggest frustration was us not understanding what his wants were. And
Yep.
2, he has sensory issues and
Yes.
he couldn't communicate those to us. So, you know, people think it's funny. My son will go up to people and say, "You shh," but and I'm trying to teach him that that's the rude way of saying, you know, could you please stop doing that? But it's actually been a very helpful tool for us because we didn't realize for the longest time that the reason he was having these random meltdowns were because people were humming. And he doesn't like that. He doesn't like humming. He doesn't like when people monotone sing. And he also doesn't like people that sing off key. So if you're like off pitch, off key, you're one of those people that can't sing. It's really not a good idea to sing around him because I
can't sing, so I won't sing in front of him.
His brain, he gets mad. I could be singing along to the radio, and I don't sing above the radio. I sing very kind of like low to myself. He can hear, even from me being in the front seat and the music being turned up, he can hear the fact that I'm singing, and he'll get upset. And before, he would just like haul off and run across the room and like smack you like on the knee or something and then run. But now now I've taught him, if you don't like that, come and let me know. So now
Yeah.
he'll come up and he'll say, you shh. And I have the funniest video of me like
That's
rapping along to a song on TV, and he ran up and told me to shush. So at least he's communicating. We'll eventually
Exactly.
develop a better, less rude way for him to communicate that he doesn't like something.
But you know what? It's working right now.
Yeah.
You do what
And it
you
makes
gotta
me
do.
wonder how much your neighbor's child is having sensory issues.
He's always had sensory issues. Always.
How well does he communicate now that he uses communication devices? Does he talk? Or is he still nonverbal?
Nonverbal.
Does he talk pretty well with any communication devices?
I don't think they enforce it very well at home.
Oh, girl, you got to watch my video. And if you have a chance, show it to your neighbor, and let her know it's going to be a series. Dude, consistency was the best thing that we ever did with him. And consistency with expectation and then follow up changed our life.
I'm going to share it on my page, on my personal page, because I have another friend whose son is autistic and he's in kindergarten.
Oh, yeah, it would be so beneficial. And let me tell you, it was painful. The first time we ever did behavioral therapy with him that was outside of early intervention, all they wanted him to do was sit in a chair. And I will preface this by saying this is a technique from ABA. I know there are a lot of people that find it to be controversial to do ABA. I know a lot of autistic adults say that certain types of ABA were traumatizing. I hear that. This compliance therapy portion of this is what gets people really upset. But all I have to say to any of your viewers who may feel that way, the thing with compliance therapy is all of us have to comply to rules in life. So when you're doing minimal compliance therapy, I think you're okay. It's these stories of like, don't let your child eat food unless they're eating the food that you're telling them to, and then you withhold food. That's torture. And that's where I think people have really developed, issues with ABA therapy. But what we did with my son was they just wanted him to sit in a chair. So the first thing they did was they physically walked him over and tried to get him to sit on the chair. And my husband and I were not allowed to be involved. Like, we had to kind of sit off to the side and just view what was happening. And my son fought sitting in that chair for 45 minutes. He literally ran off. He tried to headbutt the therapist. He was like kicking, spitting. He'd be fine until you got him within like a few inches of the chair, because he knew you wanted him to sit down and he didn't want to. So the first time they finally got him to sit his butt on the chair for a millisecond, like his butt cheeks hit the chair.
Yeah.
And then they let go and they said, "Okay, bud, thank you. Thank you for sitting in the chair." And then he ran away, ran straight to my husband, because my husband was his enabler at the time, ran straight to my husband and sat there and, cried. So then we waited a few minutes, and then the next time they said, "Okay, Riley, it's time to sit in the chair." And he walked over, but the second he went to go sit in the chair, he started throwing a fit again. And they were like, "Nope, Riley, you're going to sit in the chair. It's time to sit down. You need to do this." So the second time, so the first time was 45 minutes and it was torture. The second time took about 10 minutes. And it was like, he would kept trying to like run off, and they kept having to remind him to come back to the chair. And the second he sat his butt cheeks to the chair, they said, "Okay, bud, thank you. Thank you for sitting in the chair. You're good to go. You could go play." And then he again ran to my husband and, hugging him like, "Dad, they're making me do things I don't want to do."
Yeah.
The third time, he didn't fight it. They said, "Okay, buddy, it's time to come sit down." And he cried, but he came over and he sat down in the chair. And then they were like, "Okay, buddy, you can go. Thanks for sitting down." So that very first time, I mean, even for me, was traumatizing. And I was kind of the stern one in the relationship when it came to Riley in the beginning. And I was the one that was making him follow the rules, and I had the most consistency. But it was even hard for me to watch somebody else do what I do with him, because it wasn't me. It was like somebody else, handling my child. So I could see where parents go to that first episode or that first visit of therapy, and they're like, "Never again." That was horrifying. But let me tell you, his second visit with Connection, it's called Connection Center here in Las Vegas. His second visit with Connection Center, instead of it being a chair, we were doing like compliance therapy with toys. So they just wanted him to stack some blocks. So they're like, "Okay, Riley, come over and sit down." And he came over and he sat down, and they were like, good job sitting down. We're going to play with these blocks. Can you stack them? And the first couple of times he would take the blocks and he'd move them away from each other. Like he was so rebellious that he didn't want to comply just for the sake of not complying.
Oh my God. Yeah.
We didn't know all the things that he could do until we went into that therapy session. So we didn't know he could write. We didn't know he could spell. We did not know some of the toys that we had been trying to get him to play with in therapy for the last 2 years. He knew exactly how to use them. He was just refusing. So when we actually told him, okay, bud, you cannot get up until you stack these blocks, then he would go, oh, stack, 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 and then walk away. So once we started establishing, when I'm asking you to do something, you need to do it. And you're going to do it, or we're going to sit here until you do. Once we establish that, then he needs to do it.
Sorry. I'm getting it on my phone because I have to go shut my door.
So once we established that, then it was like, you know, he began to be a more of a compliant child when it came to daily, you know, activities. So now if he's jumping on my couch, I can say, Riley, you need to sit down, and he will sit down. And if he doesn't sit down, I can say to him, Riley, that's not listening. And that was another thing we adopted, was like key phrases. So if I say that's not listening, he knows like, oh, hey, mom's going to hold me to this. Like I need to listen. So I could say that's not listening, and he will immediately sit down. But that's took
awesome
2 visits. And he was a completely different child. And I was able to say things like, come sit to the table for dinner. And he would come sit in the chair. Now he'll still want to get up like a couple minutes later and try and run around.
Hold on. There we go. Oh. I'm going to actually go on my phone.
Okay.
Because I need to go.
Oh, you are completely muted now. There you go.
All right.
So, but you know, that's one of the biggest things. And man, it might be very hard for your neighbor to adopt that at this point because it's been so many years. But your other friend who's got the young child in kindergarten, it will change her life. And then the only other thing, if you can show her that video and tell her to look at the part about consistency, and then the part about setting expectations and following through, because the other big mistake we were making was we would try to set expectations, and if he didn't want to do them, and he threw too big of a fit, people were letting him go. That gives them this like instant feedback of, I got away with that by throwing a fit. So they asked us not to put an expectation on him if we didn't intend on following through with it. So that was another huge thing. So for a while, they're sitting down at the table to eat dinner was just not or at a certain time was not like a hill we wanted to die on. So my son actually doesn't have a schedule for eating, and he pretty much just kind of tells us when he's hungry. Right. And when we do actually ask him to sit down for a meal, he doesn't fight us anymore on it because we're not doing it to him all the time. Oh, wow. That's really cool, babe. Sorry. My husband, we have a new camera, and we were photographing hummingbirds earlier, and I guess he was just photographing. It looks like a dragonfly, and the pictures are crazy. So
that's awesome.
I wonder if I can get it. It like literally is zoomed in. Yeah, it's not going to focus on it.
I saw the beak of the hummingbird. Oh my God.
Yeah, we were able to take some pretty crazy pictures with this, but yeah. And you can also, if your friend, I don't know how much advice I could give to the neighbor because my son's not that old, but the other friend, if she has any questions and you want to get us in contact, you can do that too. Cause I am a wealth of knowledge on this subject, unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know.
Well, actually too, on Facebook, there is a group called Finding Cooper's Voice.
You know what? That's been sent to me like 3 times. I really need to go check them out. I'm very hesitant. I've got to do a little bit of research. There are some YouTubers that I feel like are kind of exploiting their autistic kids. So I've heard that those 2 channels, or that channel and another one, are really good. So I definitely need to check them out.
She is only on Facebook. She is not exploiting her son. She actually she will go on and talk about different struggles that they're having, but you're also able to go on and talk about struggles that you're having. And she has a blog, and you can go on and write a story about your situation, and she will post it to her Facebook page and onto her thing. And you could become part of Cooper's troop
Hmm.
and do.
I need to. I have it written down. Actually, I wonder if I
I
can pull it
follow
up right
it,
now.
and they're such a nice little family. They really truly are. They really aren't. I don't think she's exploiting her kids at all. No.
Oh, I don't think she is either. They've been recommended to me a few times. I just don't follow too many people because of that
Yeah,
that reason.
her I would. I would.
You're on on
Oh.
Facebook?
Yeah. Finding
Oh, I don't know why I searched it the first time and it said nothing, but now I searched it a second time and it did come up.
They're great. She's
I
actually.
think. Oh, I am following. I was following already. It doesn't come up on my thing though.
If you go in,
That's
if you
dumb.
on that the 3 little dot thingies there.
Yeah, I turned on notifications, but they weren't coming up on my like Facebook feed like at all. So I turned on the notifications. Hopefully
there you go.
it'll pop up now.
Because I have her on my favorites.
Yeah, there's that one, and then what was the other one that was recommended to me recently? I get sent recommendations quite a bit.
I'm sure you do.
There's
Yeah.
Finding Cooper's Voice. Oh, Cody Speaks. Have you heard of Cody Speaks?
Yes, and she
Yeah.
is also a part of. She's involved in the group Finding Cooper's Voice, I believe.
Oh, sweet.
Yes,
And I like that. I mean, Cody Speaks is probably a great one to look at for your neighbor, because that kiddo's like 19.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
that kiddo's older.
honestly, with my neighbor, she doesn't. I mean, she didn't follow what even like Birth to 3 suggested. I was the one who did it. Like, I remember holding that kid. I used every single muscle in my body. I was sore for weeks, but I used every inch of my body that I possibly could to hold that kid from hurting himself, because he did the head banging on tile floor, you name it. I felt so bad for the kid.
I really want to invent a like a swing kind of situation where if they want to have they can go be suspended, where they can like kick and scream without banging their head. I mean, my son almost threw himself down the stairs one day because he decided to have the fit in them, and not like he looked at the stairs and said, I'm going to throw myself down. Right, it just happened to be that he was, having a fit in the stairwell. So, he almost threw himself off of my bed, which is like a 3-foot high bed.
Does he
What?
Does he like to jump?
Yes.
Because one thing that they did get was they got a little trampoline for him, and that's all that kid did was jump, jump, jump. But it was good for him.
We had the kids' miniature trampoline in the house, and he would jump so hard that the back end of the trampoline would come up. So we threw that one out, and then we got one for the backyard for a while, but they broke that. They jumped on it so much. So we're actually like in the process of trying to get a new one, but I'm thinking about buying him an adult exercise trampoline because they're made for more weight.
That's what got in him.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it would mean that he wouldn't be able to make the back end like jump up so much.
I believe because this had what the hell's that thing called? It goes up a railing.
Yes. Yeah. The kids one had that too, but I know the adult one, they're basically the same. They're just rated for a different weight. And I think the material of the actual metal of the trampoline's a little heavier on the adult one.
It was an adult one because I was able to jump on it. My fat ass jump on it. So we were good there. But I mean, let me tell you, that kid had some rock solid calves. But it kept him occupied, which honestly, that's all that mattered. Kept him happy. He wasn't banging his head on the floor. Wasn't biting me. I was good to go. All right, come on, Bailey. Come on, baby girl. I had to let my dogs out. Come on, pretty. In. Let's go. All right, shut my camera off again. Hold on.
No worries.
All right, come on.
Sorry,
Go.
I was responding to a text.
Nope, that's okay. I know how it goes. Go, Bailey, go. I do appreciate you coming on and talking to me.
No problem. I've been meaning to. Oh, hey, Lynn. Oh, I love your face, Lynn.
Oh, somebody came on? Hold on.
Oh, yes, that girl. There is two of Kelly. She was switching from her computer to her phone for a second.
Okay, let's see. Oh, hi, Lynn. Yes, there's two of me. There is. Wait, I think I'm missing a dog. Hold on here.
We're missing a dog. That's never a good story.
I found her. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, with you and Finding Hope, I have not been able to catch too many lives, literally just because you guys are always going on when I'm in work, and not some of my patients I'm able to like get on and watch if we're in a long infusion. We're just sitting around watching TV between vitals, but when it comes to the days when I'm like driving from patient to patient to patient, I can't always hop on until the evening.
Oh no, I understand that. And it's hard, like with my husband. When he gets home from work and he's just a cranky butt sometimes. All right, hold on one second. I'm gonna get off of my phone. Let's see.
Do that. I'm back. Leave. There we go. Holy crap, does StreamYard really kill your battery on your phone?
Oh, does it? I
Yeah.
always plug it in because I'm usually on like later on in the day.
I was outside with the dogs, so I couldn't, but I was at 97% on my phone. That thing dropped me down to 26%
Holy cow.
just for that little bit of time. I was like, holy moly. Alrighty then. Oh, I got an order. Okay. I also sell Avon. I sell Avon, and I have 4 work-at-home jobs. So I'm a pretty busy
Girl, you
girl.
busy.
Yeah, I am.
You are busy. Yeah, I work 4 days a week, but I work 10-hour shifts. So, and I'm working from 10 to 8 essentially. So, I mean, it couldn't be worse for catching people's lives because nobody goes live before 10 in the morning usually. And by the time I, get home in the evening, it's like the late night streams that I'm able to catch. So,
Right, exactly. I mean, if more people would come up on panel with me, then I would do more, because that's what this channel is for. It's not for me to like come up and give information and all that. It's more for people to come up and tell their stories and stuff. So it's just been hard. Well, I've also had a lot of crap going on too.
yeah.
It's been too much. But I'm hoping to be able to start doing more lives. I mean, even like on the weekends and stuff like that, to be able to get to more people and have more people come on or even in comments or whatever. So
Yeah, I think that it's a thing that more people need to talk about. I know that that girl and I were talking about the spoon theory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're constantly telling each other how many spoons we have left for the day. But I mean, I just don't think that, I think that people that are suffering from silent illnesses feel very alone. So I think your channel is going to give them a voice in that respect. And then the other people that are around, I mean, I wouldn't limit your channel to just those kind of viewers. Like, people who don't have them need to understand better. So I think it's just really going to be a good thing for the community, to maybe understand people a little better.
I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping to do. I really would love to.
That's fantastic.
Just got to get try to get more people on here and get the word out.
It's the snowball roll. You just got to get the snowball going.
Exactly. I just got to find more people to come on and get the word out, and I'm fine with, I don't care. I'll go live whenever people want me to. And I kind of, my husband's even said that if people are willing to come on and talk to you, Kelly, if I don't care if it's late at night or whatever, that's fine. Because eventually, now that my mother-in-law, this sounds really bad. This sounds horrible. But now that my mother-in-law passed away, we can actually move upstairs into the main part of the house and don't have to be in the basement.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I'll keep my office in the basement, which is where, I'm right here in my office, and maybe 10 steps to my left is where my bedroom is, literally.
Yeah.
But eventually, within the next couple weeks or whatever, we'll be moving upstairs. So fine. Then I could do late nights and whatever, and I won't bother him sleeping. So
Kelly, I don't think you're in my Discord. Are you on Discord?
no, I'm not.
That would be a good place for you to get into it, into a few people. Say Robbie's got a Discord. Sandra's got a Discord, but Rosa Lang, Lokamai, they've all got Discords. That would be a good way for you to get your link out there. And when you're going to go live, you can post. Most of us have a promote your channel kind of thread on all of our Discords, so you can go in there and post it, and then it gets your video out to more eyeballs. So I'm going to send you the link on Facebook.
Okay, yeah, I'm downloading Discord right now. Right.
Oh, shoot. You sent me a friend's request?
I think so.
I just searched you to send you a message and it said to respond to it. I apologize. I was not ignoring you.
That's okay.
I don't check. I've got like 5,000 friend requests. I don't ever check them. I am such a dunce in that respect.
Don't
okay,
worry
I sent you a message with that in it.
Oh, yep, I got it. Okay.
Sweet. But yeah, you can add yourself to mine, and then via mine you can find Lokamai's and Sandra's and all that. And then yeah, we just all kind of have a little channel. Oh, the verdict is in.
Oh, it is.
We may have to, or at least I may have to hop off.
That's fine. I can end it. That's fine. I'm just gonna make my username as Kelly's Fibro Forum for.
Yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I would do.
All right, log in here. Oh man, I gotta do my birthday and all. All right. Now, do I have to pay to be in Discord here?
No. Well, so some people have a paywall behind theirs. I don't have one for mine. A lot of the other folks don't. So it just depends on the particular creator. And you don't have to be a creator to have one either. You could just create a Discord whenever, but and it might even be a good thing for you to create your own once you get used to using Discord for your viewers to be able to have conversations with you. And then you'd be able to more easily set up your future lives, because you'd be able to, ask people, hey, when are you guys going to be available? Or does anybody want to hop on with me today? That kind of thing.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Okay. So it says the jurors have reached a decision and the announcement will be read at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh boy.
So in about an hour. Oh God, I'm nervous. I'm instantly nauseous right now.
Oh, that's not good. All right, so I don't know what I'm doing here. Join a server.
So did you downloaded it? Did you create the your account?
Yeah.
So now if you go into your Facebook Messenger, you should be able to click the link I sent you.
And it says accept invite.
Yep. And then it'll pop you into our Discord. And so you'll see, like, on your left-hand side of your screen, you'll see my lovely face. And then when you click on that, you'll see a bunch of channels.
Here it goes. Okay.
Wait, so like there's like group chat, and that's just where people just put anything, good morning, whatever. And then you can create whatever kind of channels you want. So my channel's kind of more of a variety channel. So I've got a lot of different topics in there. At the bottom, I've got like a Yo Mama fight.
Oh Oh,
you know,
Jesus.
mama fight channel for when we just need to blow off steam. But you know, different groups have different things going on. But under mine, where it says promote yourself, that would be where you would be able to go in, and you can see when you click on that everybody, Rosalind, Lokomai, everybody puts their videos in here when they're going live.
Okay, I see.
But it gets
okay.
it in front of, you know, more eyeballs. I'm not going to act like I've got the most Discord people in the world. I've got, what is that, 27, 30. I got like 30 people in mine, but some people, I know Robbie's got quite a few. Sandra's got quite a few. So.
Oh, hey, that girl is. Hey, hold on here. Oh my God, she's coming on.
She's here.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Dude, guess what?
What?
The verdict is in and they're going to read it in like the next half hour.
I know. Yeah, it's
All right.
slated for an hour from now. I was just
Is
saying
it
that.
An hour?
Yeah,
Okay, I
it says
wasn't here just a
4:30
minute ago.
Eastern.
And I heard what y'all were talking about. I was like, they have to know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We were like,
Oh my
well, we
gosh.
thought they were like the verdict's in. We were like about to rush off, and
Yeah,
then
exactly.
I saw that it's going to be at 4:30 Eastern. So
Yeah. they gotta
I was
get
literally
everybody
just
down to
saying
the
I'm
courtroom.
nauseated. The second I saw that the verdict was in, I literally got nauseated like instantly.
Yes. I was on the phone with somebody that has IBS and they had to let me go.
Oh, I'm sure.
Girl, I'm sure I'll have to go to the bathroom at some point here shortly.
Yep.
I'm freaking out.
Are you gonna do it on G&G's website? I mean, channel?
I don't know. Should we? I don't know. I guess I got to call Steph and see if she wants to. I mean, she says that's our channel, but it's hers, and I'm trying to make her use it.
Well, you don't have one yet.
Well,
You can't use yours yet.
yeah,
I
yeah.
should
Well,
say.
yes, but
Yeah.
even still, I want her.
Where'd she go?
Oh, we lost you.
Oh, I'm hearing bits and pieces. Oh, she's
Oh
gone.
no. I imagine she was probably saying she wants to see if she actually wants it on her channel, because people that are streaming this stuff are really having issues with their channels getting struck.
Really?
just like that girl. Yeah. So I mean, she was struck for like sexual activity because they were doing CPR on George Floyd's, you know, body.
Oh God. That's stupid.
Yeah, it's wild. And then they struck her for, I don't know. So they struck her for her and Sandra were watching videos of people parkouring and like falling and like hurting themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, we were watching that. They struck her for that content, but she was watching a video that's on YouTube.
I think I was watching that stream.
Yeah. So I'm shocked that they were able to strike her for watching or for the content of what she was watching when it's a video that's on YouTube.
Oh.
It was very bizarre. But yeah, so they struck her twice. So that's why she was 2 strikes and in timeout for a week. So
Oh God. I told her she can use my channel. I mean,
yeah,
shoot,
and I offered mine up too. Yeah.
it'll bring more people to my channel, get me more viewers and whatever. So hey, I'm good with that.
Yeah, it'll definitely benefit you. And to be honest, I think that I think this stream of all streams would be safe as far as the trial is concerned, because it's not showing footage. It's
Right.
just the verdict. So I think you'd be fine in that respect. But I was dying. They struck her for those videos, but literally like that show Ridiculousness, they post video. I mean, they're posting clips and stuff on YouTube all the time, and they're like a checkmarked, like
Yeah.
verified channel.
My husband watches that show all the time.
My
He
sister's
loves
obsessed with that
Ridiculousness.
show.
Rob Dyrdek is funny. He
Oh,
is
yeah.
funny, but I mean, some of that stuff I can't watch. I get such anxiety. I'm like, I can't watch this at night. Because he would want to watch it at night before going to sleep. I'm like, I can't. I'm getting anxiety watching
Gets
these
you
people.
all riled up.
Yes. Watching people getting hurt. I can't do that. My anxiety was
man.
just going crazy.
I'm good with most of those videos, but like ones where people like break bones and stuff, and I'm a nurse, and that's like one of my things I can't handle.
Right.
Oh man, Discord is going crazy right now. Everybody's announcing that the verdict is in. So if you hear, oh, actually, I think my ringer's off now. Oh, but you can hear it on my computer. Yeah, you'll hear that
In
Discord
which-
sound. Oh, I'm in I'm in so many.
Oh, gotcha. Oh,
I'm
see,
in
I don't put
so many.
notification sounds
I'll
on.
see. No, you can turn them off. It's because I'm sitting at my desktop and I haven't shut the
Oh,
notification sounds off on my desktop yet. But I'll try and see today later on if I can get a compilation of people's links for you, so you can get into like Rosa Langs and Loka Mai and Sandra.
oh, cool. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate
there's a
that.
bunch of gals.
Oh, cool. I appreciate that very much.
Maybe I'll go into my promote yourself thing and have everybody post the link to their own, so that way we can get it out to anybody who needs it.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Oh
that.
my goodness. But I am gonna have to hop off. I have
Yep.
to go get ready for work. It was a
Oh, aren't you
pleasure, though.
lucky? I got to go order dinner.
I'm actually lucky today, though. My work day is rather short, but they're messaging me about taking an extra person, so I better go get that day started, or I'm gonna be I'm gonna be working for a
Jesus.
while.
All
So,
right. Well, thank you so much. I
thank
appreciate you
darling.
coming on. All right. We'll talk to you later.
Yep.
All
Bye.
right. Bye. All right, guys, I'm going to end this. Thank you so much for coming. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and leave a comment. Until next time, we'll see you later. Thank you.